We are live!
Here we go.
All right, we are back with another wonderful episode of the Browns Table. He is Craig Fountain, host, operator. I am co-host. I am Jared, a.k.a. That Fat Guy Bates. And you can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. And join the show. Chime in because we are going to be talking nothing but Cleveland Browns tonight. We are going to recap the draft because we didn't get to do it the last time. We are going to recap certain signings, and we might just dabble into something new. You never know. Bring something to the table. Come in, chime in. The links are in the comments. Click, link in, come in with us, bring something to the table. What's going on, Craig?
Oh man, I've been waiting to recap this draft. I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped about the way this draft worked out. I don't know that it could have gone any better. We really haven't gotten much of a chance to talk since it happened.
No.
Things have just been crazy. So all of our discussion is going to be very organic tonight between the two of us. What do you think?
Well, first off, congratulations on the new job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's whooping my butt.
It is kicking your tush.
It is. It is.
I was like, hey, dude, we're like 10 minutes away and we haven't started talking about anything. You're like, we're just going to freewheel it tonight. Let's do it. I said,
we're freewheeling. I woke up like this 10 minutes ago. It's cool.
That's fine. Is the hair in perfect place or is it all messy?
Oh, 0% chance. No, the hat's got to stay on.
That happens. That happens. Dude, this draft is. How do we actually have a front office that actually drafts great?
It's refreshing, isn't it?
It's like they didn't reach. They let the draft board come to them. The only time they reached was a first round grade in the second round, like they did before Grant Delpit.
Right.
Like, and I'm just sitting there looking at this draft going, let's see here. Check mark. Boom. Check mark. Boom. Check mark. Boom. We got the fastest guy in the NFL now. We got a tackle that can swing. We got a quarterback that can go beside Denzel Ward. We got J.O.K., or as everybody calls him, woo! We traded up to get this kid at 52. We thought he was going to the first round.
You know, Barry came out and said, they thought about taking him at 26. They thought about taking him at 26. He falls to us. We get both the guys that we wanted. They were thrilled. They were thrilled.
Unreal. Who do we got now?
We had BJ there for a second, but he walked away, so we'll wait for him to come back.
So this whole draft was it was like shooting fish in a barrel. They picked who they wanted to pick, and guess what? With this draft, it is versatile, it is agile, and it is mean. And I love that mean streak because you got Greg Newsome in the first round, or Gregory Newsome. What is it, the third or the second? Second?
I think it's the second.
The second. Guess what? He never allowed a pass over 10 yards.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he broke
10 yards?
Yeah, 10 yards, no passes.
That's crazy.
All right.
That's insane.
This kid's insane. Then we got the most versatile linebacker in the whole draft with JOK, or as I like to call him now. Woo! All right. Then we got Anthony Schwartz, who was the fastest human being now in the NFL. He ran a 4.25, and I think in the 40, and he's raw. And the first thing he did is he comes into Browns camp. He goes, hey, Juice, teach me what I got to do. He was drafted on what, Friday? Then he ends up in, here's Jay. Always sponsor Jay. Yeah, I know. I got you a free T-shirt coming.
Oh, you guys had a wager?
We had a wager on a quarterback being drafted first. I thought it was going to be a defensive tackle or in. But Jay. Damn you, Jay.
BJ, what's happening, man?
What's going on, BJ?
What are you doing?
Oh, we're excited about the draft that just happened. I mean, this is the first time all of us have got together since then. So what do you think about what happened?
You know, I was telling Craig. I think you were on the phone too. That night we ended up going to the casino. But
did you guys end up going to the casino?
Yeah,
we went to West Virginia though.
Oh,
It was
you went to Mountaineer?
Yeah, we went to Mountaineer. We didn't leave until like 11 p.m. It was an interesting night. We'll just put it that way.
Wow, you went to the Mountaineer, not up here to the Jack, huh?
Yeah.
We were sitting at Sheets at like 3 a.m. eating just outside on the picnic table at Sheets.
Yeah, and where was that? Calcutta. That was a methy situation.
All
right, it was methy.
I'm going to get this story off the show. BJ, you guys stick around and tell me what happened off the show, because I knew you guys were thinking about going to the casino, and I was
let's just say my sister lost the money, but you know what I do with money, so
flamingos.
Right.
Hey, by the way, that got brought up on our show the next week.
What, the cocaine hookers?
Yep.
3 a.m. Sheets is underrated. It completely is.
There it is,
completely
Dave.
Underrated. Thanks for joining the show, Dave. We appreciate it. It was wonderful. It was just interesting in this particular neck of the woods to see what kind of critters come out at night. And
I worked down in that area. Worked down in that area for a long time, and it's unique. There's definitely a different breed of people down there. But back to the draft. It's like we were talking. Before we went down there, it was weird watching a draft and being like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, Ted.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm fat and I'm hungry and I haven't eaten anything yet. Did you see this? Nashville chicken waffle sandwich at Sheets at 3 a.m.
We've got Fatty's attention, that's for sure.
Listen, if you don't, the best thing that Sheets has is their pretzels. Their pretzels are like, bam.
I agree. On your recommendation, I did get pretzels at Sheets, and it was wonderful. I got the cinnamon sugar one, and it was good stuff.
Of course, you get the cinnamon sugar one.
I know. Oh man, it was so good, so good. Just so everybody knows, there's a link in the comments. It looks just like this. It's on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. If you click that link, you can join us via audio or video. You can show your face if you'd like.
Here.
You can come on the show, talk Browns with us, bring something to the table, and we would love to have you on the show. Anybody is welcome. If you make a comment, we can display it and address it just like I'm displaying this one. Or we did Ted. Here's Big Play Dave. So there is plenty of room for you at the table. So come on in. Anyways, Nashville chicken aside, BJ, you were stoked about the draft as well?
I don't know how to act. It's kind of like that whole Ricky Bobby thing. What do I do with my hands? Like, I'm so used. I'm just not used to like not being mad.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because for once, their picks don't drive you absolutely insane. It's not Justin Gilbert. It's not anybody that is just off the wall. They're actually legit picks that people think, oh, he's on kid duty tonight. Oh, boy.
We need a babysitter for Fatty if you want to come on.
I watched a video today on ESPN, and I was half asleep when I did. But they were talking about how somebody back in the day drafted somebody specifically just to shadow Michael Vick. And it was an interdivisional team, and they're saying that ESPN saying that's why the Browns went after JOK, was basically because of
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, basically, because he kills us with his feet. We get him in third down, and next thing you know, he gets a first down. It'd be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12. So,
also with JOK, he covers tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
And what tight end kills us the most? Mark frickin' Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore kills us the most. And you know something? I'm glad we got JOK, because he'll cover him, he'll be on top of him, and if Lamar gets outside, he'll actually tackle him, because guess what we missed last year? Tackling.
Yeah, I mean, combine the fact that we addressed setting the edge in free agency, and now we have a safety linebacker hybrid. This was kind of like the way Jabril Peppers was supposed to be for us. Maybe he was more safety than linebacker, but This guy, and they're knocking him for his size, but I'm really not that worried about it, to tell you the truth. And I might be more excited about this JOK pick than Greg Newsome. I'm not complaining about the Greg Newsome pick,
of course.
but this guy is a special player that you got, I think, at a very special place in the draft.
When you compare where we got him, exactly. It's a better. He's a better pick at 2 than Newsome is at 1. Let's just
Well, I mean, let's just grand up it last year. Let's just go with that. He was supposed to be a top 15 pick, and he actually went back to school, and we got him in the second round. 2 years in a row, we reached in the second round for former or current first round picks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can't believe that, this normally we reach for something stupid. No, this is actually perfect for the Browns because they wanted a guy that can cover. And guess what? They got a guy with speed and can cover.
Ted, Sendeo is no longer on the roster, and if he was, I don't think he'd make this team, to tell you the truth, to be frank.
And
he wouldn't.
And you liked Sendeo, Craig. You thought he got a bad rap.
Yes and no. Sendeo, we picked on him a lot. Myself included. We picked on him a lot.
Everybody picked on him. Even the quarterbacks picked on him.
I think that I'm okay that we moved on from him. I didn't hate him. I think that we picked on him maybe a little too hard, though.
I just think you're right, though. He was just at the bad end of a lot of shakes. He it seemed like a lot of times somebody else would blow the coverage. He tried to make it up. He was the one that looked bad when it really wasn't even his fault.
He was still always the one that was closest to the ball, even if he wasn't quite close enough. I don't know. He played. What?
The one thing I gotta give Sendeo is he was out there every play. There was games that he played.
Oh yeah,
much every snap on defense and special teams. So I'll give him that. I'll give him that credit. Silver Fox, let's do it. But still. There's some plays out there that you just want to pull your hair out and just go, what the hell are you doing?
Big Play Dave has some trivia for us. And trivia for you guys. How many games in total combined did our starting cornerbacks play?
0. Greedy Williams
last year. Played. What's that?
0.
Greedy Williams never played. If you talk about both of them on the field at the same time, it's 0.
Okay, yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question. Is it just starting cornerbacks like first string or like the whole unit together? See,
this is why he's got to drop the kids, spill the chocolate milk, and come in here.
I'm talking in total. Well, Denzel Ward missed a portion of the year. Greedy Williams played
3 games.
Greedy Williams played in training camp, but not
Delpit missed all of the season. And then we had the only person that actually, I think Money Mitch is the only one that made it all the way through, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Am
I correct? I think Money Mitch is the only one that made it all the way through.
So how many games did Denzel start?
I think 13 out of 16.
13 out of 16.
I think he missed a few games. I think, but I'm not 100% sure.
Before we get into that answer, Big Play Dave, before you give us that, if any of you other guys have a guess in the comments, I'd like to know what you guys think. I'm going to go with 16, which really,
For Denzel?
No, for starting cornerbacks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, technically, Greedy wasn't a starting quarterback because he didn't play, right?
I gotcha.
All right, so
technical with it.
Yeah, so I don't know. All right, I'm just going to go with 16. Why not? I have no idea. What's your guess?
I said 13.
13? Okay. I'm 3 off, and you're like, that's a crazy number.
Well, yeah, because Greedy didn't play.
Okay.
That's just, he didn't start, but I mean, he was supposed to be our starting quarterback. He really was.
So now we have Denzel Ward.
Uh-huh.
Greedy Williams should be fine to come back. We have Troy Hill. We have Greg Newsome. Who else we got?
So who do you think starts this year? Newsom and
it's going to be hard for Newsom not to get the start this year.
I think
because
part of the Greedy.
I think that's the battle between Greedy and Newsom. I think that's the battle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ward's got that locked up. I mean, something drastic would have to happen there, obviously.
And then
right.
you got Hill in the slot. So I think it's going to be really at the start of the season, I think it's going to be Newsom and Denzel Ward.
But it'll be interesting to see what kind of packages they're going to roll out on defense with the way this defense is put together now, because, they didn't get to play defense the way they wanted to last year. They wanted a certain percentage. I think it was there's a Joe Thomas interview I was listening to, maybe it was CBD or something. They were talking about how Joe Woods wanted to run nickel or dime defense like 60% of the snaps through the year, and they end up playing like 16 snaps in that formation. So now between what we have with the cornerbacks and the safety room, they should have no problem running the defense that he wants to. So we may see 3 of those cornerbacks out there pretty much all the time. But I can't wait to see what combinations of guys we have out there.
I think the second drafting of our boy Fields, in the fifth round?
I'm sorry?
The linebacker from West Virginia, Fields.
Yeah.
I think he put our entire linebacker room on watch, because guess what? They got another guy that is 6'3", 220. And that's what obviously our team is looking for. They're not looking for the big boomer anymore. So that puts Taki, that puts Mac Wilson, that puts Phillips they drafted. That puts a lot of people on watch in that linebacker room, because they're wanting the sideline to sideline more than the big thumper.
I think the guy that's got to be more nervous than anybody right now is Mac Wilson.
Oh yeah,
and I know that guy gets a lot of hate, especially on Twitter. But I still have high hopes for Wilson. I think he's got what it takes. It's just a matter of if he's going to put it all together. So
I hope I hope he does.
Big Play Dave, if you're still watching, I'm curious to know the answer to this.
Kids. He's got an Amish community. He's got like 17 kids.
17. That's like Phillip Rivers stuff.
I think
that's only a couple more than you, Craig.
I know, right?
I know, you were just. I can't say it.
Oh man, I don't want to know what you were gonna say.
No.
So go ahead.
So I'm going to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Who is the best pick in this draft for you guys?
For the Browns?
For the Browns. Who is the best pick in this draft?
I think it's almost too easy. It's got to be JOK at that spot.
Okay.
But I do think Newsom was the right choice at that spot. But the fact that we got a guy 26 picks after we almost took him with the 26th pick over the guy that we ultimately wanted. I mean, the only other scenario, the only scenario I would have thought that would have ever happened if JOK was even available was if we traded up and we had pick 26 and 27. Fortunately, there was a health scare reportedly that caused him to fall in the draft and is supposedly nonsense. So it is nonsense.
Andrew Weary came out and said it.
It was a steal.
But
it was a steal.
The thing is with that is it's tough to say that that's the best pick, though, if you want to play devil's advocate, because it was the obvious pick. If he's there in the second round, that's the obvious pick, right?
Yeah.
So does that make Newsom the best pick because you didn't take JOK in the first? Because if you took JOK in the first, you never
Newsom wouldn't have been there. That's fair.
Newsom would have been there.
So maybe Newsom was the better pick because it got you both picks.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I'm just saying,
you're not wrong.
You're splitting. I mean, the thing is, like, that's what we're debating now.
So hold on.
Instead of why did we take this guy? This is what we're.
Greg,
it's so weird.
Stefanski.
What's that?
King Stefanski in the comments. Bring it up.
Oh, there we go. Thoughts on Schwartz? I've been waiting to talk about this.
I think that's our best pick of this
So-
entire draft. The reason why is because as soon as Odell went out, we had nobody, and I repeat, nobody to take the top off of a defense.
Mhm.
And this kid is the fastest kid now in the NFL. He is the fastest kid in the NFL. And we got him, and he's young. And he played at Auburn, where they never really taught him how to play wide receiver. He comes in and goes, "Hey, Juice, let's play ball." He's in there with Juice right now.
And Baker.
Juice and Baker learning the routes he has to run because he doesn't want to be a one-trick pony. This kid, I cannot wait to see get on the field because I really do think he is going to be the Tyreek Hill of our offense.
You know what's crazy is we all saw that play where Buda Baker picked off the Seahawks, and we watched DK Metcalf chase him down and almost hawk that ball. And we're like, that's a big dude, but like size aside, like that is fast. Buda's like, how'd he catch me? Turns out, DK Metcalf was running a 10.3 100-meter dash when he competed. He finished ninth out of 9 in this competition, but it's like splitting hairs. Like they were all right there. That's fast.
But it was all world athletes.
Schwartz.
I want you to look at Schwartz.
10.17.
10.17. And he probably would have won that race, would he not? Or at least finished third.
Is it fair to compare Schwartz to do what the Chiefs do with Hardman? That's exactly what we want. He's not going to be Tyreek Hill. He's not going to have elite route running skills. He's not going to have elite hands. But Hardman, you get him the ball, you get creative with him, and then he's going to make plays. He's either going to burn you for the deep ball or he's going to get yards after the catch. That's the goal. Am I wrong?
But I want to bring to you guys, what are the 2 best wide receivers in the league right now? Juice and OBJ. You get Juice. Hold on.
I can't.
You can't say Jarvis as a mentor for that kid is not a good mentor.
No, you said 2 best receivers in the league.
Okay, all right.
Okay, if you're talking, okay, Jarvis is a great mentor for that kid. OBJ, I'm not so sure. Well, I don't know. Like we don't really know who OBJ is. We do. We think we do. The media says who he is. We read our reports. We see the people, what the other players are saying. He's not as bad as they say he is.
No.
But I thought he was going somewhere else. So, like, it's kind of hard to call him one of the best receivers in the league when he hasn't really played in 2 years.
Okay, I totally get that. Who do you want to learn from?
I see where you're going with that. I agree with you 100% with that.
The teachers that you have Jarvis and Odell there, along with Baker. Who are you going to learn from? Even Hollywood. Come on. Even Hollywood could teach him some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of guys in that room that he can learn from. And, it's going to be a thing where the Browns are going to have some tough decisions to make at wide receiver. This puts Kadero Hodge on notice. It could potentially put Higgins on notice if he's not careful. I know it's tough, but this is part of being a good team. You're going to lose guys.
At this point in time, those guys are on a 1-year deal. The only person that really puts it on notice is maybe Peoples-Jones Jr. or Odell. And the only reason why I say Odell is because they finally got a speedster that matches his speed.
He blows past his speed, but I think that I don't know that Odell at this point in his career is going to be successful being the guy that's supposed to blaze. I think that if somebody can take the top off the defense and that's not his sole focus, I bet you can get far more production out of him, and I bet you get more volume out of him, similar to the way Jarvis plays. But maybe instead of those short and over the middle routes and things like that, maybe those medium 15, 20-yard routes or whatever. Maybe he doesn't need that deep ball to be so successful. Maybe we can get him involved in that part of the game. I mean, think about the layers you can have there. So many layers to this offense you could have.
So can I talk about the 45 defensive tackles they've taken that we got it. Like, what is going on? They got rid of Richardson.
Yeah.
Got in like 35 tackles. All right, so we drafted Togiai.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we picked up a couple of free agent signings, and we got the kid from Florida State, that Big Bry is like,
Oh man,
like he is
this
like
guy.
Marvin Wilson.
Patty,
Yes.
who's the guy we just signed that's got the troubled past?
That
Wilson.
is no, that's Malik McDowell from Michigan State.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And he went to Seattle, and then he went to prison, and he's now with the Browns.
That's right. That was the guy that was eventually acquitted on. He went to prison. He was wrongly convicted, right?
Yes.
And then he was the one that made all that noise when he tried to come back with Seattle.
No, he got drafted by Seattle.
Did he?
He got drafted in the second round by Seattle, and then he got cut, did not want to pay them back the signing bonus. That was a lawsuit. Then there was a stolen car supposedly in his possession that he did not know about. Then there was a whole bunch of stuff going on. Then he got arrested, and now he is. Yeah, there's McDowell. I need a supervisor. Now he's back with the Browns after. And granted, his talent is there, but I mean, this is like a. I hate to say this. This is like a Josh. And it really is, because how many times do we give Josh Gordon a chance? This is that guy that is getting that chance, and hopefully he turns his life around and he can actually play. If not, then cut him loose. But
King Stefanski here has an on-air light in his little profile picture there. I wonder whose burner account this is.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Come on the show, King Stefanski.
Come
on. Marvin Wilson, though.
Yeah, I mean, I watched his highlights. He made Mekhi Becton look like a child. And Mekhi Becton is like 6'8", 400 pounds, and he made him look like a child. Like, he pulled him to the ground and still almost sacked the quarterback. Like, his potential is there. Don't get me wrong. It's there. It's just if everything else is kosher.
This has to be a pick they're excited about. And, you know, there were reports that Joe Woods was just as excited about this guy being on our defense as he was with JOK and Newsome. And, you know, I think Richardson at this point, I think, is kind of off the table.
He's done with everything that they've signed. That they're not bringing him back unless something magical happens. I think Richardson's done.
Big Shacks. Okay, we know King Stefanski. The on-air light from CBD. I understand it now.
Yeah.
If we only had Tebow, it would be well in the world. Oh, okay. So, all right. So, my brother, French, co-host on Ginger's Talk Football, came on the show 2 weeks ago and embarrassed himself. And then I am releasing an episode for Ginger's Talk Football tomorrow where I give him crap about this Tebow signing for about 30 minutes. And it was brutal. This is stupid. What do you guys think about that? Do you wish we had Tebow over here? You guys are like, no.
Okay. All right. For one, French, I know why it happened. Urban's there. He wants somebody in that is his guy. Just like Stefanski wanted Sendejo. All right. Oh my God. Tim Tebow. All right. So if it's not football, it's baseball. Then it's back to football. All right. So Tebow has not played football in 8 years.
In a regular season game, hasn't practiced since 15 or 16. So 5-6 years.
Yeah. All right. So 6 years. We'll just say 6 years.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to be a quarterback, did not want to be transferred over. You know something? The way I see it right now, Jacksonville needs all the help they can get. And it is a 1-year deal. It's nothing special. They signed 90 guys to go through. Oh, Clowny Clown Tebow. Oh,
I didn't see this.
I didn't see that either.
Lots of players did, though.
But at this point in time, it's one of those ones that Urban wants a guy in there that he knows that he trusts to kind of set the culture.
You're saying he's a snitch, is what you're saying.
Not a snitch. Not a snitch. Because the way Urban coaches, and me being Ohio State fan, and even though hating Florida, the way Urban coaches is different from what most people see. And there's accountability. And he will get in somebody's face. He will truly get in somebody's face. Having Tebow there, knowing Urban, knowing the style that he likes to run, and being a Urban guy can kind of soften that blow. Like, this is just the way he is. It's okay. He's a dick like that. You're fine. Just keep playing the way you play.
See, and that was part of French's argument with me was he's like, listen, this guy's somebody that can be a leader in that locker room. And I, in my mind, I'm thinking if this guy is such a leader, such an example for his teammates, then why wasn't he worth a practice squad spot?
Okay. You know what's going to happen on this is Tebow's going to come in there. He's going to do what he does in training camp and whatever. And then he's going to be assigned a coach position there with the Jaguars. It's all that's going to happen. I mean, he's 33 years old, I believe.
Yeah.
33, 34. And he's trying to play tight end, which he's never played before.
His biggest mistake was not just owning up to the fact that he wasn't going to be a quarterback 10 years ago. If he would have just, not been, I'm trying to be nice. If he wouldn't have been so stubborn and he would have made this switch and been a Taysom Hill kind of guy towards the beginning of his career, he probably would have been playing football this whole time.
Hey.
Yeah.
Who is the one guy that beat the Steelers in the playoffs?
Baker Mayfield?
Tim Tebow.
Oh, damn it.
He did.
Did he though?
He did with the Broncos. He came in, went 8-8 with the Broncos because, yes, he is different. Bad thing is for Tebow is if Tebow was playing now, he probably would have been the third pick in the draft. He really would have been. But how many years ago? He's not going to get that luxury.
So, this was one of those other questions French posed to me was, listen, you're saying that Tebow shouldn't have a job. There's other people that deserve a chance more than Tebow. Who deserves a job more, Kaepernick or Tebow? To me, neither of them. Now, I'm in the camp that you can try to cancel us because we're not cool enough to be canceled yet. I'm in the camp that Kaepernick just wasn't good at football. So, it doesn't matter to me which one got a chance. But there are other tight ends out there that King Stefanski here is pointing out, and that some of these other guys are pointing out. There was probably at least 15 or 20 NFL players that tweeted about this, and they all said basically what this says right here. Imagine being somebody who's worked your ass off to be a legitimate tight end who's fighting for a shot, and then this guy who shouldn't be owed anything gets signed.
Okay, and to that point, you should never let Tebow beat you out. Work your ass off more. If Tebow beat you out enough to get signed by the Jaguars, you're not good enough.
Yeah, but isn't it it's a who you know type scenario? Does it? I mean, not that it matters. I mean, that's life. Life's not fair, and you can't blame Tebow because somebody puts a contract in front of you in the NFL. You sign it, and you can't be mad at him. The Jags front office should have used this roster spot on a legitimate tight end. I think that this has nothing to do with actual production, and he will have no value on this roster. Just saying.
All right. So hold on. First off, where's Tebow from? Central Florida.
Jacksonville.
Okay. What do they need? Ticket sales. What is this going to do? Ticket sales. Like, you guys got to see it for what it is. It's a business move.
They just Johnny Manziel'd their fan base.
Okay, that's completely
It should
fine.
be illegal.
Why? So did Trevor Lawrence. Hack.
Oh, man.
Bust.
French asked me, he's like, is Fatty for real about Lawrence? I said, oh, don't worry, he's real. He's not just picking on you.
I think Lawrence is a bust. Have fun with it. By the way, Urban isn't cut out for the NFL. Guess what? 2 years, Urban's gone.
He's back.
BJ.
The internet went out at the fire station. I don't know.
I say Urban's getting cut in 2 years, and that Trevor Lawrence is a bust. And look, you magically appear.
I don't know that. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of college coaches to make that leap. Let's be honest. It's not. I mean,
they've taken some of the best one and turned them into quitters. Nick Saban, not to mention anybody.
Yeah.
He actually quit. He said, "I quit."
It broke Butch Davis. He's like coaching like 1AA Appalachian State's little sister now. I mean, he was one of the. It's tough. Man. NFL's a different game. I think Urban Meyer loves to coach football though, and there's a lot of stress in college football. If you lose a game at Ohio State, if you lose a game, you failed. In the NFL, if you lose a game, you did great. You went 15-1. And like a lot of these coaches, they make it because they get tired. They make that jump because they get tired of being on a recruiting trail. They get tired of all the year-round stuff. In the NFL, you don't have that recruiting trail. You're not going to different trying to get people to come. It's not the same. So plus, there's a lot more money. There's a lot less politics when it comes to who can buy you tattoos and Terrell Pryor. And who can't.
Oh, whoa!
Signing day, the day that houses and cars and that they just slide right under the table. Nobody notices.
Damn you, BJ.
You know what though? And here's the thing is like it's bullshit. Can I say it on there? I said hookers and cocaine.
You were talking about hookers and blow last time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So,
hey, about pink flamingos. So that's
the money that these universities make off of these guys' names.
Oh, I know.
The money that Justin Fields make the Ohio State Buckeyes, Braxton Miller, Beanie Wells, and yet they can't get a free meal because of it. Come on.
All right, so we were getting way off track with the Browns draft.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask a question. Who was your most exciting pick?
For the Browns.
For the Browns.
I love them all. That's not an answer, is it?
No, it's not an answer.
I was definitely most excited for JOK. I mean,
okay.
It was just like, leading up to that pick, I'm like, there's no way he's going to make it. There's no way he's going to make it. And then waiting for the pick to be called, I'm like, there's no way we don't take him. There was a lot of anticipation.
Brian and I talked about it. As soon as they traded up, I knew who they were taking. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The only reason why you traded up was to get JOK. Hold on. Woo!
I thought you said the kids were sleeping.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're the Browns table.
What are you drinking?
Who?
You.
A little bit of Fireball, a little bit of Red Stag, a little bit of other stuff, and some West Virginia White Lightning.
I'm so jealous.
I know. Well, you're supposed to come with us. Stop being a firefighter and serving our community. By the way, I'm so happy that you do that, by the way.
The problem is if I don't, then I drink way too much.
Oh, and you go to Mountaineer without me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brother, I could. We're going to talk about this off air.
The Mountaineer thing?
That is like home away from home, and you guys were without me.
Oh, man, it was a blast. I lost a lot of money. Yeah, but,
your wife, I understand.
Yeah.
So, what was your biggest shock of the first round?
Biggest shock of the first round was like, how the hell is Gruden and Mayock this incompetent?
Because they took an offensive lineman.
Not just an offensive lineman. They took Leatherwood. Like, I'm not to knock too hard on that guy, but that's a second, third round guy. I just don't understand it. And they don't care. They said, we knew everybody was going to give us hate for this pick, but we're going to take him anyway because that's our guy. And I'm like, cool, you're sticking up for him and your job, but I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
BJ? Who was your first surprise?
I think it was Fields coming off when he did. How many went in front of him? 3?
Yeah,
4?
you had Lawrence Wilson and Lance Trey Lance.
Yeah. I felt Mac or Lance would go ahead of him, but I didn't think both of them would. But
both did. Mac went to New England at 15.
Yeah,
what a great pick by New England. I mean, either any quarterback, any one of them quarterbacks. I don't know. I think maybe they should have took Fields at 15.
Oh, Fields was gone. He was off the board at 11. They would have had to move up to get him.
Yeah. Okay.
Chicago
traded up to get him, didn't they?
So Mac Wilson came off the board after Fields.
Yes.
Okay.
Justin Wilson was the least fortunate draft pick of the first round. He is going to a place that is
Jets.
Yeah, it's like the Jets of the Midwest. Like that's great for the Bears. I mean, they get to give it a shot with this guy, but Justin Fields, like if I'm him, I'm not excited about this. That's a shitty organization, if you ask me.
Do you want to know my surprise for
so were the Browns when we drafted Baker Mayfield?
That's true.
That's true.
Justin, we can still be friends. Chicago's a good spot for Fields.
It is. It is.
To
be honest, it is. Because still got some wide receivers, and he's got Andy Dalton and Nick Foles. I mean, who's you really got to beat out there? I mean, let's be honest.
The Red Rifle.
Well, no, the Red Rifle is horrible. But my big surprise, and I will say this to you guys, Travis Etienne to the Jags. They already got a fucking running back. What are they thinking getting this guy? They need help everywhere. And they running back. Hold on. They go running back, second, first round pick. You got to be kidding me. Shut up.
Let me tell you what this is. Let me tell you what they're doing. And it feels so good. It feels so good. We are the model. We are the model. Quarterback, 2 prime running backs, wide receivers, fix the line, then you work on your defense. We are the model. Huh?
You didn't fix the line.
No, in that order.
Okay. So now you got a speedster, Robinson, and they're going to both bitch about getting the ball.
So I think Robinson's going to be more of an up the middle guy. ETN's going to be more of your outside guy, pass catching back, this and that and the other. That's fine. This is their Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. We're the model. You should take it as a compliment.
There is only one model, and it's not that model.
Oh, man. Like a good neighbor, Fatty tells it how it is.
The fat guy
stay over there.
Or stay over there. So the one thing we didn't talk about was the new signing of a kicker. Chase McLaughlin. I don't challenge Cody Parkey for the kicking job here at the Cleveland Browns.
This is a competition. I think they like Parkey a lot.
Now you're using air quotes. Now we're on the competition. Yeah. Okay. And BJ's checking out.
No, I'm not.
About kickers.
I'm refilling my water.
Refill that water.
So who did you want, but the Browns didn't get that bugged you the most? Real quick, we'll get back to the kicker, Fatty. I'm okay with how this kind of worked out. Until obviously there's a list of guys where it's kind of a wish list type thing, but this is one of the first years where I'm just like, I don't know if I would have done anything different. I don't know.
The Christian Barshaw, tackle from Alabama.
Yeah,
I would have loved to have it 26.
It's
the only reason why is because I wouldn't own a T-shirt at that point in time. To always positive J, and J, I have not forgotten it. You son of a.
French owes me $50 because he made the dumbest wager ever made.
Oh, what do you
That
pick?
Kyle Trask, remember? He said Kyle
Oh,
Trask in the
oh,
first round.
no.
I said no. Nope, 0% chance.
That.
Yep. So,
Ooh, he is right.
but all right.
Justin, you're right, buddy. And we switch over to Ted Mack. Urban doesn't know how to coach a traditional quarterback. He doesn't. He's never had one.
All right. What? So tell me about this kicker. What do you think, Fatty?
It doesn't matter. It's a kicker. I can kick 40-yard field goal. Well, maybe 10. 15. 6. And BJ's laughing. I can at least get 2. I can punch it in for at least a 2-point conversion. I can Tebow it and do a little throw up in the air and jump spike. No?
Right? I mean,
BJ's laughing at me. I'm sorry, BJ. Go ahead. Go ahead. Actually, I actually love Parkey right now because he had his little slump in the middle of the year. Guess what? He was 11 for 11 in the playoffs. That's all do.
Really, if you look at the landscape of kickers, I remember there used to kind of be an abundance of kickers almost. There's definitely no longer an abundance of kickers. I think that even though we've got frustrations with Parkey, you always want to have competition, so it makes sense to have competition. But I don't think that this guy's a real threat to Parkey.
No.
And I think that we can be pretty comfortable with Parkey, regardless of if he's ever double doinked it. So.
So I brought the question up to Big Brian tonight on Legal Hand to the Face. I'm going to bring it up to you guys. All right.
Let's do it.
So, hands down, Justin Tucker is the best kicker in the NFL, correct?
Yeah, I don't think we can argue that.
Hard to argue that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last kicker drafted in the first round was Sebastian Janikowski.
What about the Bucks kicker? Was he not first round?
He was not first round.
Was that Guayo or whatever his name was?
Sebastian Janikowski.
What about the was it Nugent?
No, Nugent was like 4th or 5th round.
Was he?
So what I'm asking you guys, you know now of Justin Tucker, would you draft him in the first round?
What year was that?
It doesn't matter what year it was.
Yeah, it does.
No. What you know now about Justin Tucker, would you draft a kicker in the first round?
Well, it depends on did he come out the same year Joe Thomas did?
Nope.
Yes. He scores so many points that you have to.
Oh, yes. Okay, DJ?
I mean, yeah, probably.
The only reason why I brought this question up is because most NFL games come down to the kicker. Let's be honest with that. It really does. And Justin, when they trotted out Justin Tucker for a 55-yard field goal against us, I'm like, game's over. I already knew it. It didn't matter if they chilled him or not. I already knew it.
Justin Tucker, first of all, he hasn't missed a game since he came into the league. He's 100% under 29 yards. All right. He is 85 of 88 from 30 to 39 yards, 87 of 96 from 40 to 49, 42 of 60 for over 50. He's missed 4 extra points in his entire career.
Okay.
And that clearly happened when you had the role change. There was none of them were pre-roll change.
Probably the greatest kicker the NFL's ever seen.
So it probably one of them, and he scored.
Andersons,
huh?
You can't forget the Andersons.
So no, you can't forget the Andersons, but he's only been in the league for 8 years, and he's scored over 1,200 points. How many touchdowns is that?
I can't do math right now.
Like 200 at 6 points a touchdown?
Yeah.
That's 200 touchdowns. Who the hell has 200 touchdowns besides a quarterback?
Kickers.
Right? I mean,
Oh, all right. Well, I'm sorry, Justin. I tried to go kicker with you.
No, but no, I don't think that that's crazy. You know, Janikowski, man, they got solid production, consistent production out of him for a really long time. It's worth a first round pick. The problem is when you take a guy in the second round like Tampa Bay did, and then you cut him 2 years later.
33.3 touchdowns.
That doesn't sound right.
That sounds right.
Huh?
He's from West Virginia. He does West Virginia math. That sounds right.
I mean, 33 times.
33.
I'm not even.
33
late in the
times
day.
BJ's doing math now.
No,
He's
32.
fighting fires, and he's doing math right now.
66.
33 times 6 would be like 180 points.
Yeah, and he scored 1,200.
Yeah.
Nah, keep going. Sorry, Ted.
Sorry, Ted. Right. No, he scored. So Tucker has scored 1,223 points in 8 years.
Oh, see, now he's
So he was doing 200.
200. 200 divided by 6. He has a point of
200 touchdowns?
200 divided by 6.
Inmates.
Oh, bad. Stupid inmates. Yep, that happens. Taser him. Taser, shock, and then we can't do that.
Oh, be careful. You're going to get us canceled.
No. I was talking about the what is it? The hog tie? Where you get the
So
yeah.
I know it's not Browns, but let's get back to the Urban Meyer thing. What do you guys think about that Tebow situation?
I hate
Oh, he missed it. We hate it.
Tebow. I hate
it.
I hate Tebow.
I think it's ridiculous.
I think Tebow called Urban and was like, "Hey, remember that time?" Urb's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I need to try out." Like, I think this was a favor that, you know.
Remember that time I won you the Heisman?
You know, but how about these NFL players comparing it to Cap?
Remember that time I got you a first round pick with Denver Broncos?
You know, we kind of mentioned the Cap thing. I'm still in the camp that Cap just wasn't that good at football. Tebow just wasn't that good at football, and he was too stupid to pivot to a different position.
Hey, Tebow beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I know the Denver Broncos defense beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Tebow would have just did what Pryor did. He'd have been in the league a little longer.
Yeah. You know, Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill was a fine quarterback coming out of college. I mean, he wasn't Tebow in college, but he was a fine quarterback.
So do you think Tebow makes it as a tight end?
No.
Why not?
Actually,
have you seen that play? Have you seen that play where he went out and took that pass to the face from Mark Sanchez in New York?
I have. But I also know an athlete where I see an athlete, and this guy picked up a baseball for the first time in 10 years and made it to AAA.
You know,
his stats weren't
I get that.
It wasn't because of his name. He got better.
Get that.
He got better. And I think baseball is the hardest sport to play when it comes to hitting the ball.
Craig, this is the Browns table. What are we doing talking about Tebow?
It's the Tebow table now. I got to get a new logo. I got to, everybody loves to talk about Tebow.
We're branching out.
We're branching out.
All right.
Bringing the Wildcat back. All right. Here's where we should close out the show. Let me ask you guys this. What was your surprise? Not your favorite or least favorite, but what was the biggest surprise of the first round overall for you guys? Which pick or situation or scenario or trade would you consider the biggest surprise? Fatty, why don't you lead us off here?
Najee Harris to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are they retarded? And I hate to use that word because I'm not that kind of person, but You're picking a running back after you lost your best offensive lineman. You lost your center and your tackle, and you're going to go running back thinking that's going to save you from Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns?
Did you read a single mock draft that had somebody else going to Pittsburgh? I mean, I think we all called this.
It doesn't matter. Why would you pick a running back in the first round?
You don't have an offensive line. You got a quarterback that can't move.
Exactly. And you know what the Browns are going to do to you?
You're playing.
Here's the reason you do it, Fatty.
You're playing in the best pass. Now the two of the best pass rushers against the Browns twice a year. Like they should have went off. They should have went. They should have went in the trenches. Even if they could have went one defensive line, or even linebacker. Like they should have went somewhere. Like they should have went dirty. They should have went mean.
Let me get an Alabama running back so that we could change our culture. Remember the last time that happened for Cleveland, Trent Richardson?
But this he was a top 3 pick. This is the Steelers' MO, and this is actually the
Steelers' MO.
The pinnacle. This is the pinnacle of how your theory works.
MO is drafting a linebacker defense, or actually, this is Steelers of what we've been trying to get to for so many years. How they draft and how they do business. And guess what? They drafted a running back as a reach. That's not what they need. They need an offensive lineman. They need so much help on the defensive line. And this is where you're at now. You're going to go, I'm going to take the best running back. Have fun, Steelers. Can't wait to see you for 2 games.
What is the number one? Okay, your theory. What is your theory on running backs in the first round?
I understand what you're saying, but
you're an advocate for first round running backs because of the 5th-year option and their shelf life.
If they are worthy, and I don't think Najee Harris is worthy.
Okay. And that's okay if you acknowledge that. If you don't think he's worthy, that's fine.
And Etienne is
special. You got to be a special running back in the first round.
You have to be a special running back in the first round. Najee Harris is not that special running back to change 48-year-old Big Ben's right arm and a shitty offensive line. You got your ass kicked by the Browns in the wild card and the playoffs because your offensive line is horrible. And what did you do? Shit, we need to change the running back. You guys are idiots.
You know, I
could even see that. I could even see him picking a quarterback. Maybe anybody, because they don't. I mean, you know, they had to bring Ben back this year because they didn't have anybody else. They had nobody else.
Fatty, I hope you're right about Najee Harris because we have to see him twice a year for presumably the next 4 or 5 years.
If you say that,
if you're wrong, and you jinxed us, and I'm watching him hit us up for 150 and 2 touchdowns a game twice a year. Every time he scores, I'm going to text you, and it's not. I'm gonna be mad,
and that's completely fine.
Okay.
So the Browns win.
All right, fair enough. BJ, biggest surprise to the first round.
I'm gonna agree with him there. Like I thought the same thing when they took. I remember, like, I was thinking, what was it like? But you know what? I remember when they drafted Harris, I was like, what? Whatever.
So maybe I'm in the minority here. I had predicted the Steelers take a running back in the first round, but Najee Harris was already off the board when I did my mock draft for Ginger's Talk Football. So
here's the thing is what have they actually drafted in the past 5 years that's been not that hasn't been obvious? I mean, TJ Watt, you know, Hayward, and they're more like all obvious picks like that. I mean, you know what I mean? You know, when Cowher was drafting, he'd find diamonds in the rough and like that and turn them into, you know, All-Americans. Like,
so for me, when I was looking at who I thought they would pick, it's not necessarily who I would pick; it's who I think they would pick. And you know, it's kind of their MO. They're gonna, if they can get in their opinion, one of the top 2 running backs in the draft at the end of the first round. Get that 5th-year option. James Conner's gone. What are they working with right now? Benny Snell? You know, not everybody's going to find a Nick Chubb in the 2nd or 3rd round.
I understand that, but Najee Harris in the first round, like they are throwing all their chips in this year. and
And
their
they are too.
and
They
their
are.
chip-
They're-
and their chips are garbage because guess what? The Browns got their number now. The Ravens have their number now. You went 11-0 on crap teams and Big Ben not getting hit. And guess what? You lost your best, technically, left tackle. You lost your center, who won us a game. Thanks for the highest snap, Pouncey. And you haven't addressed it at all. Why do they think that Big Ben is their savior and they're trying to bend over for Big Ben? He won them how many Super Bowls? 2? What was the last one he won?
It's been
It's been a while.
10 years.
It's like Aaron Rodgers all over again. Yeah, he's good enough to get you there. He's not good enough to close it out.
Notice how we didn't dignify the Aaron Rodgers Browns rumors with a mention.
If that happens, I will burn this city down myself.
Oh shit!
Hey, let's
Asterix. He's kidding.
let's-
He's kidding. He's
let's-
kidding. He
let's-
won't burn anything down.
He's not kidding. I got BJ here to acknowledge.
BJ doesn't fight fires anymore. He's a paramedic.
I can't.
Oh, I will break a leg.
You will break somebody's leg.
You
in
can't talk
BJ's
about
mouth.
legs around me.
No,
What's that?
This is
Nothing.
ridiculous.
Hey, let's
Like-
not forget that Big Ben in that illustrious career is 0-1 against Baker Mayfield in the playoffs.
He is.
He's never beat Baker Mayfield in the playoffs.
At home.
Mm-mm.
And Justin is right. Bengals might have their number. I was actually expecting the Bengals to draft an offensive tackle. They take the best wide receiver, then they pick an offensive tackle next round. Keep an eye out on them because guess what? Burrow is legit.
So my biggest surprise of the first round, I guess it's not a huge surprise to a lot of people, but I'm very surprised, even though it's only one pick apart, that J.C. Horn got selected prior to Patrick Surtain.
I know. Really?
The Broncos have to be thrilled.
Oh God.
Like,
So are the Broncos getting Aaron Rodgers?
no. There's a number of reasons the Packers will not get rid of Rodgers. Number of reasons.
Let's close out the show now.
Okay. All right. Can I plug real quick?
Go ahead?
If you want the full Tebow discussion with a Jaguars fan and myself, Ginger's Talk Football. If you want to know why Packers will not depart Aaron Rodgers, Ginger's Talk Football. It'll be out tomorrow.
Can I?
Okay.
Too?
Go for it. Illegal ham to the face. Look at that. Look at that podcast cover art behind you.
And by the way, we just did chicken tender and chicken nugget sauces.
Oh man.
It will surprise you what the fat guy picked.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. So we had all tenders.
Well, don't tell us. We have to
No,
listen to find out.
No. Listen to find out. But we had Big Play Dave chime in. We had 14 people. Ted Mack chimed in. And by the way, Ted Mack, I feel a little fire down under for what you said because I don't think anything that hot should be with chicken nuggets. So just let you know, buddy. But
The look on BJ's face right now.
oh, dude, he's got like a triple X and Sandy sauce that he makes on his own. And he goes, here's the base sauce. And I'm like,
Oh, must be
I need
good.
ulcers. I do not need ulcers or heartburn tonight. All right.
All
No.
right.
Hold on. I got to ask BJ before we get off here.
Yeah.
BJ, go to nugget sauce.
What's that?
Go to nugget sauce.
What's your favorite?
I don't eat chicken nuggets.
Chicken tenders,
Buffalo sauce.
buffalo sauce. Craig, ranch?
Buffalo
Alright.
sauce with ranch. Mhm.
I did sweet and sour. All right. So we're good.
All right. Illegal ham to the face is the pod.
Yep.
Ginger's Talk Football. You are watching the Browns Table live simulcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter/Periscope. We appreciate everybody watching. You can find us on Twitter at the Browns Table, same as Facebook. What do you look like you got something to say, Fatty?
No, I just went Ted, Justin, everybody that commented.
Big Play Dave,
Big Play Dave,
King Stefanski,
King
formerly the artist formerly known as Big Shacks, which I did not put together right away.
Hey, thank you guys for commenting in because when you guys comment in, makes the show better. Come in next time. Click
Always positive, Jay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
And don't give me that we don't have a face for television stuff, because neither do we. That's the most common objection I get for calling in on the show. They're like, I got a face for radio.
Yeah,
You know,
you
come
can
on, guys.
just get a little emoji, and you can,
Right.
we don't care. I mean, look at BJ's emoji right now. It's the same face that he's had for how many years?
38, almost 39. All right. Hookers and blow.
Peace out, BJ.
Close it out. All right.
All right. So with that, we are out. Any last words, Fatty?
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
Great show.
Catch us 2 weeks from today. So
Yep.
not this following Tuesday, but the one after that. We will be live. And we will I feel like we should do a giveaway or something.
I think we should.
I think we should.
Well,
We can't tell them.
No, we can't tell. We'll discuss it for the next show.
We'll discuss it off the air. Maybe we'll announce it for the next show. So
All right.
if you guys have anything out there that you want us to give away, don't hesitate to let us know. No promises, but we'll do something. All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Go Browns.
Go Browns.